Это та же ссылка? Нет, это не та же ссылка. О, широкий Путин. Да, я тут. Хуй.
How can I help you?
Lord Pisek said we could have...
Yes, sir. I prepared the hot water and fragrant oils myself.
I could get used to this.
If sir will allow, I'll help you undress.
Look out! So you got your revenge. Father, did it make you feel any better? It did. So what comes next?
Mark von Aulitz is next.
And is that what you really want, son?
What's happening? Why are you waking me up? You again?
Yes, the Margrave is calling for you, sir. You and the other gent.
You mean Zizka?
I suppose. I don't know what his name is, but he's waiting down in the courtyard. I'm just on my way to tend to his wounds.
And what about Catherine?
That's the good wife who arrived with you? I don't know. I think I saw her with our captain.
Very well. I'll go now.
Before you go, I brought you something for breakfast. In case you're hungry. Oh, have I been too bold?
No, definitely not. Do you need...
No?
So,
You haven't dismissed me, sir.
I'm not a nobleman. You don't have to stand on ceremony with me.
I do, since you're a guest of the Margrave, sir. May I leave?
I? That is... yes, of course.
Thank you, sir.
Dama. We aren't idle here. My men train like that every day.
Admirable.
Hey, you won't get me.
If Sigismund and his army happen to turn up, you have to. Warriors.
But why would he come here?
Why wouldn't he? Lord Pisak used to be the king's mint master. And everyone knows he's on Wenceslas.
Yes, but
But I'm sure you're not afraid of him.
you're right.
Hello, the worth Henry of Skalitz. I'm just holding a discussion. With the captain here about his desolate fortress.
That's not how I'd put it. In the end, as my großvater said, the strength of a castle is measured by its garrison. And mine is one of the best in the region. What do you say, lad? Am I right?
Aye. I have to admit, the soldiers here look pretty fearsome. I wouldn't want to come up against them in battle.
I get the feeling you'd run instead of facing them, though. Eh?
Leave him be, meine Dame. Nobody with any sense would take on my men.
Now look here, I was just... being polite. I'd happily take on your men.
Ach ja?
Do you fancy yourself a knight?
Come, Junge. We'll stuff your clothes with straw. So pull cock, come. The first to bleed loses. Ah! 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 Yeah! Ah! 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 Yeah! Ah! Oh! Yeah!
Mercy! Leave me be!
Good day to you. Good to see you, friend.
Excellent, Henry.
Ah, it was gut gemacht. You have my admiration.
You should receive some kind of reward for that feat.
And what rewards would you have in mind?
I was rearranging our saddlebags, and I remembered I took a small memento from Trotsky.
Oh. What is it?
A hunting crossbow. I even think it's von Berghoff's. I was meaning to sell it, but it might serve you better.
My word. Thank better go and find Ziz.
I saw Zhishka next to the stables. There was...
Do you want to come with us to see...
Not really. I have a feeling we'll have to leave...
Why?
A woman's...
Don't shove!
Look out!
For fuck's sake, this bloody war's all we need. Our fields are ravaged, our barns are empty, all our ale's gone, and the women folk are pissed.
How's it going, Captain? Do you have any work?
Sehr interessant.
What of it?
Was soll ich sagen? After our Lord paid ransom for Warte. Eigentlich, you ought to have a word with our huntsman Dobrosh. See, someone poached...
White roebuck?
Yeah, and Dobrosh takes...
What exactly do you mean by that?
Just ask him if there's anything new happening in his territory, and wait until he tells you himself. Oh, ja, ja. Und das war alles.
All right, thank you. How's it going? What?
If you...
I'd like...
What are...
And this scar. It's strange, crooked, like a letter from a fancy book.
Ah, this. I fell off the battlements at Laxenburg Castle.
Lord above! From the wall! And were you conquering or defending that part?
need to sharpen this.
Oh, what do you want, you scoundrel?
What goes on in the forest, Huntsman?
There are poachers prowling in the woods, a band led by this ginger-headed muck of Marshowitz. They've been causing trouble for quite some time, but now they've really overdone it.
What happened?
They killed a rare white roebuck that lived in our woods. Killed and skinned it. Sir Peter of Pisek put a bounty on their heads. The bounty's yours.
I must say.
It's an exceedingly rare animal. Sir Peter forbade hunting it, but I wouldn't have even if I could. Killing an animal like that.
Do you know any more about these
They're led by some fella called Markov Marshowitz, and they fancy them. From what I've heard, they showed up in the village below the castle a couple of times trying to sell venison. The guards always sent them packing. Our knacker, Wolfram, was the only one who talked to.
That knacker, Wolfram?
Oh, he has a dishonourable profession, but having the gall to work with poachers? I don't think so. He's on thin enough ice as it is, being a knacker and all. If his lordship found out he had anything to do with it, he'd have him hanged. But he might know something about that band.
All right, Huntsman.
Excellent. Every member...
Where should I look for...
Ah, that's the hard part. I'm sure if you don't know what to do...
Thanks for the advice.
Take care, friend.
How are things, Captain?
What do you think? I've seen better days. And you, youngster?
Me? Well, considering what we've been through, surprisingly good.
Just wait until you've been through as much as I have.
Nah, don't say that. You still have your strength. A real man of iron.
A damned rusty one, I'd say. But enough chat. I see Jobst has returned to the fortress.
That's why I'm here. They're expecting us. I wanted to take Catherine along too, but she said
She's doing the right thing, and you better run ahead and greet the Margrave. I'll join...
Are you expecting trouble?
I always expect trouble. Jobst has turned coats more times than I can count. And the way things are these days, I'd rather have horses standing by, even on a visit to my parents.
What about that dry devil of yours? Did you find out where he went?
No. Nobody asked him where he was going, but it seems they're hoping it's as far away as possible. I'm not surprised. If I know him...
At least Jobst might know where he is.
He might. To be honest, that's the only reason for talking to him.
Should I really go and see Jobst on my own? He's a Margrave, though.
So what? You already know him better than I do. You met him in Rats...
All right, but he sent... for us both. How's it...
A bit... odd, I suppose. But you must understand.
All right, then. I'll be going.
Henry. Where's Captain Zizka?
He got held up.
I received a report that von Bergov's banner is flying in the camp of my dear cousin Sigismund, so I assume the negotiations at Trotsky didn't go too smoothly.
No, sir. I don't have good news for you, I'm afraid.
Well, good or bad, I'm sure you have plenty to report. So what happened with von Bergov at Trotsky?
I beg your pardon, Margrave, but I have the feeling you already know everything.
Really? I have the opposite feeling. These days, I seem to be completely in the dark. John of Liechtenstein, my court spy, I suppose you could say, has mysteriously fallen silent. But there's one thing you're right about. I have a fair idea about what you got up to at Trotsky. Now, I heard you ended up in von Bergov's dungeon. And judging by this, you didn't reveal...
Well, they asked questions, yes. But I was counting on that and prepared myself.
How did you prepare?
Well, I mainly told them things I was pretty sure von Bergov, like that Radzig is a supporter of Wenceslas. Well, I don't think he expected anything more from it.
That's true. I must say, Henry, you've pleasantly surprised me. You can keep a cool head. Thank you for the news. You're free to go if you want. But I would be glad if you stay. As soon as it's possible, you can join a legation heading for Ratek.
What? Go home? I can't. I have to rescue... Hans. I made a promise I'd protect him.
A noble thought. But you mustn't worry about Lord Capon. I'm sure von Bergov has him trapped in a gilded cage.
But I made a promise, sir.
I understand, but honestly, Lord Capon is now safer than you or I. The most sensible course now is to wait for the ransom to...
Margrave.
Ah, Captain Zizka. Henry and I were just discussing Lord Capon.
Yeah, the Margrave thinks he's in no danger, and we should wait for a ransom demand.
As one does.
I wanted to talk to you about something else. I suppose you're wondering why your friend Hinnek, also known as the Dried Devil, isn't here?
Oh, there's plenty of gossip going on around the fortress. You and Pisek refused to grant him asylum.
Asylum is for those in distress, Captain. Hinnek came to burn and pillage. I have quite... different plans.
No. And what might those be, Margrave? Sitting and talking while King Wenceslas rots in a dungeon. What would I expect? Not so long ago, you were conspiring with Sigismund against Prokop, your own brother.
It would be futile trying to explain to you the intricacies of the Luxembourg's dynastic politics. Let me just explain that that was what was called for in the situation. But I assure you that I am now acting in the best interests of this country and of King Wenceslas.
You're acting first and foremost in your own interests. Everyone knows that.
Strong words coming from a man who earns his bread by killing merchants on the road. No offense intended. I applaud your art. The pen is mightier than the sword, but there are times when it's vice versa. Enter!
All ready to leave now, sir?
Good. It's high time. I expect the captain was about to leave anyway. Are you not?
With pleasure.
And you, Henry?
Me? Well, sir, I made a promise.
I understand. I won't attempt to keep you here by force. But bear in mind, I have concluded a very fragile truce with Sigismund, which gives us time to get ready. And if anyone should disrupt my plans with headstrong acts of violence, there will be consequences. Grave consequences. I consider this matter closed. Farewell and good luck.
I get the feeling Yopes didn't make a great impression on you. Are we leaving?
Yeah. And Henry's going with us.
Wait, you'll help me find Capon?
Sure. But we'll need people for that. And information. Catherine, I've got a job for you.
Yes?
Go to Kuttenberg. Find out what happened to Liechtenstein. If anyone knows what's going on in this godforsaken country, it'll be him. In the meantime, we'll go and find Dry Devil and his band.
Good luck. I'd go all the way to Rome to spy if it kept me away from the devil.
Let's go.